ancient voice, whispering from the void, and it chills my lightless heart.
G'day guys, Duckville here. Very excited to bring to you guys a pack of replays from IEM. These are pretty much right off the replay folder, as we'll say, straight off from IEM, which actually took place, like, I think it was this morning or something like that, my time. And this is actually going to be between mouzMorroW and mouzMorroW. As you can see here, the red Zerg up in Blistering Sands, the top right corner, of course. This is a very interesting map for Zerg versus Zerg, and mouzMorroW down here in the blue, down in the bottom left corner. So this is semi-finals of IEM. I'm sort of semi-apologetic that I haven't actually casted any of the earlier games, but I sort of haven't really had time. I did want to. I'll eventually get them up, so if you're wanting to see some of the other ones, there you go, the Have Fun Mate, loving it from mouzMorroW. But if you're wanting to see some of the earlier replays from IEM, I will try and do some of them and get them up soon, but no sort of ETA on that. Either way, semi-finals here. I have not seen any of these games. In fact, I barely actually watched any of IEM. Unfortunately, been very busy week. Unfortunately, injured myself as well last night, so I haven't actually been able to play any StarCraft today, which is quite annoying. But what we will see here is a pretty cool Zerg versus Zerg from these two players. Of course, mouzMorroW doing a fantastic job all the way through IEM. Just a slight warning there, I am going to kind of spoil some of IEM, some of the matches, because of course I do know what's going on. Hopefully some of you guys know what's going on. If you're paying attention to the StarCraft scene, you'll know that mouzMorroW has been doing a great job at IEM over in, where is it, Hanover or something like that. But he's up against mouzMorroW, as you can see here, who has also been doing a great job in the IEM groups and everything. The crazy little structure they've got for the format, which is kind of cool. But as you can see here, we have an extractor first, along with the spawning pool now for mouzMorroW. Both of these players essentially doing the exact same build. As you can see here up on the production tab, it's a lot like a Korean game where they're just so mechanical, it's just coming out at the exact same time. The spawning pool just popping here for mouzMorroW. He's going to be able to pop out a queen perhaps first. Yes, he is going to get that up, and a roach warren is going to go down firstly. So just of course a little disclaimer, of course, I'm not a Zerg player, so if there are anything that you guys want to point out that I perhaps got wrong or anything like that, please do, because I'm wanting to learn a little bit more about Zerg myself, which is half the reason why I definitely wanted to look at these, apart from the fact that mouzMorroW is a fellow Australian, so this will be good to see. But we have, as we said, essentially the same sorts of builds here, although we will see that it looks as if mouzMorroW is actually going to head down here to the natural expansion. Pop this one down straight away. There he goes. Almost put it in the wrong spot. So this is where the deviation is going to start. So mouzMorroW is going to have the roaches up a little bit earlier, but we will see that mouzMorroW will probably be up in the economy a little bit quicker, of course, as well. Now, speed is on the way for the Zerglings, and of course he will have some roaches popping out once this Overlord gets started. There we go. So once these lava pop, I believe this is when you're going to actually start producing some of the roaches. He does have a couple of lings on the way. One roach is in the oven there. It is going to pop out. There we go. So he's going to get on the way and see if he can cause some damage, I would assume. And that scouting drone just returning there for mouzMorroW, so he's going to be able to send that one back to work. Meanwhile, the Zergling's just running around here. He's going to want to try and just keep an eye on what is happening around the map. Speed just kicks in here. They get their little wings, and they do go a lot faster. So the Zerglings now just running by each other. So this is not going to be any sort of attack, you would assume here. Roaches brilliantly stopping those Zerglings there. Not too much of a hassle for them. It looks as if mouzMorrow's going to try and get his own Zerglings inside, but denied by mouzMorroW. They're sending his own Zerglings to the ramp, blocking it off, and taking out both of those. So mouzMorroW now knows that he's got to contest against some roaches. And of course, mouzMorroW now knows that he's got to contest against the hatcheries. So we're going to see how these guys respond to that. It looks as if mouzMorrow's going to go very heavy on these roaches. I would assume he may just try and actually bust through here, because if I remember my Zerg versus Zerg correctly, if you just actually make a whole buttload of roaches against someone who's done a hatch first, he can actually just power right through, no matter how many Zerglings they've got and no matter how many spine crawlers are up. And as we can see, no spine crawlers yet from mouzMorroW, even though the hatchery is all done and dusted. And as we can see here, two Zerglings coming across, unfortunately getting caught in there. and they have been eliminated with that that disgusting little green stuff that the that moonglade's roaches do shoot. And it looks as if we will have an attack coming off here. It looks as if he's going to send in these roaches. He's got a whole total of 10 roaches here, along with a couple of zerglings to provide some extra damage. And as we can see here, mouzMorroW is going to have to be prepared for this, which he does seem to have sort of a almost countering force. As you can see here, he's got his own roaches there, one less roach and a couple less zerglings, but I'm not sure if this is actually going to work for him, because he's going to need to be very careful with his positioning here. The roach is taking out some of those zerglings, and it looks as if this is going to be a bit of a stalemate, because now mouzMorroW has actually supported his own units there with a couple more roaches, as we can see. Now the bonus for mouzMorroW is of course that he will be able to get a lot more units out, because he does have that extra hatchery producing the larva. But it looks as if mouzMorroW is going to turn around and actually go for the rocks there, but he's going to get caught out here. But looks as if mouzMorroW actually kind of in a bad position here, because his roaches have been caught at the front there. Let's take a look at the health bars. Not too long though, because they get in the way, but it looks as if mouzMorroW may actually defend this just in time. There are a couple of zerglings there which are providing enough defense, and he will actually get rid of all of moonglade's roaches there. Finally fending them all off. There's one left. This guy's going to run home if he can, but I don't think he's going to make it. mouzMorroW's going to send these guys up on the high ground, taking an extra shot there from the high ground. Beautifully played there. So we did have an attack there that did fail quite heavily here, and it looks as if moonglade actually had a bit of a bad rally point, because his roaches have run in to those rocks again. Meanwhile, some zerglings have come across the front as well. These guys are going to get inside. He's going to be able to scout out what is happening inside the base of mouzMorroW, but not really too much is going on in there, of course, and they won't really be able to see too much. As we can see, nothing really going on there, because mouzMorroW is, of course, focusing on his own attack at the front here. Now we have a total of 11 roaches here at the front for mouzMorroW. He's going to be able to definitely deny this expansion. You might want to cancel that one if he can. No, he can't, but it looks as if he's definitely going to lose this one. GG for moonglade. That was a little bit of an unfortunate turn of events there for moonglade to actually lose all of these forces that were up here in the rocks, and just getting caught out of position there with some zerglings coming in to block him off, and then the roaches just finishing off the job. So brilliant start there for mouzMorroW, getting that fast hatch down, but then actually defending against that early roach attack, the roachling attack from moonglade, and then proceeding to just roll over moonglade's expansion there, because of course he will start to get behind in the economy. So that was game one. We will move on to game two. I'll probably put all these in a playlist or something like that, and also put down the link for the replays if you want to have a look yourself. So make sure you stay tuned for the next one, guys. Cheers.